Initially, I started out in the first subdivisions of the Mediterranean Villas. I moved into a model home that was already all set and done. And then after 4 years there, I started looking for something just a little bit bigger. And so I started looking around, driving through all of the new building that was going on in the Tri-Cities. And I kept coming back here, and I couldn't imagine not living in a concrete house. So I went to referred real estate and got started. And the process went really fast, really easy. And I am so happy that I did build here. Started looking for something just a little bit bigger. I wanted something a little bit bigger, and then I wanted something one level. And so I started looking and drove through subdivision after subdivision, looking at all the new building that's going on in the Tri-Cities, and got nail holes in my tires because some subdivisions are not as clean, respectful as it is here. Because you can drive through this subdivision, it doesn't matter how many building they have going on, you're not going to get a nail tire in your, it's not going to be an issue. But other subdivisions it is. And so for me, to have a subdivision where the builder is respectful of everyone, not just the people they're building for, that's a good start. There's the quality and the integrity and the respect for everybody, not just the paying customer, which says so much for them, which is why they're who I want to work with. You walk in and it's like you're in your own cocoon. It's quiet and comfortable, and it's your piece of the world. Well, the savings for energy is unbelievable. And then the recirculated air, so you're not breathing the dust all the time when you're at home. Not to mention the fact that you don't have to clean as often. It just all rolls together to make the package that you want it to be. And then when you add working with the builder to it, that makes it even more phenomenal. I would go through my house in the evening because I work until late, and so all the workers would be gone, and so I would go through the house. And Justin and I had talked about this outlet here and this light switch here and all those little things. And then I would go through the house in the evening, and sometimes the light switch didn't look like it was going to go where we had discussed it. Well, I didn't want to call him and disturb his evening, and I would actually leave him notes, and he would leave me notes back. It was incredibly awesome. I mean, how many builders can do that for you? He's great. He puts up with me. He helps me out. Like I said, all the little things that to this day, there's a light switch that if it wouldn't have been where it is now, I would have been disappointed. And just because I could go through the house in the evening after they were all gone and I got off work, I could leave them a note and say, no, I really want this here. And it's there, and it's where I want it, and it's my long-term house, so it makes me happy when I go home that everything is where I need. Oh yeah, when I win the lotto, I'm building bigger, more beautiful, up on the hill, and it's gonna be Jessica, Jennifer, and Justin, that's for sure, because they help me through the process of, you have all these choices, and it's hard to try and figure out where you're going with all these choices, And they help me step me through to break it down so that you aren't overwhelmed by all the choices. And so that is really helpful for me. And then the stuff that I knew I wanted, and I was definite that I wanted, they were fine. Okay, how do we make it work? I mean, it was easy. I mean, all the choices, all the overwhelming choices, and the things that I absolutely knew I want, and you put it all into one big bowl and it just all worked. Yes, they direct you through it, and okay, this is, you have the choices for floor, and this is kind of some of the ideas that we think would work, and what do you think of these colors, and then what do you think of this texture, and all of those things that can just be crazy. I mean, cabinet pulls. I knew what I wanted, and they're like, okay, that's fine. I mean, if you know what you want, they're gonna get it in there for you, and if you don't know what you want, they step you through it so that you can get there. And the end result is everything you wanted and you didn't even know. There is a lot of construction in the Tri-Cities, and I went through a lot of model homes, met some of the people that were out there, and everyone wants to sell you a home. And Devoted Builders doesn't want to sell you a home. They want to treat you like a person and develop a relationship that gets you to what you want, not just sell you a home. Shall we say, I was not really in the spot financially to jump into a brand new home. And even though I was really not financially in the spot to jump into a brand new home, and a lot of lenders would have just said, forget it, we're not going to finance you. Referred Real Estate helped me get with a lender and work through any issues that were there. And if it wasn't for Referred Real Estate helping me through it, then I wouldn't have the home that I love right now. I wasn't left by myself. Even with the lender, I wasn't left by myself. Referred Real Estate was there to help me get through it all. There's hard to pick one. It's the overall feeling when I go in my home. When I go in my home, it's the quiet, the comfort, plus it's, I sit in my living room and the windows are all where I wanted them, and the lights are great, and I know that I had a hand in getting it all there, and it's just an overall feeling of, this is my home and it's where I want to be. I did have the experience of being in the first phases of the Mediterranean villas, and so I did know that the energy efficiency was there. And so then in the new home, the energy efficiency is there, plus it's green qualified, whatever the correct term is, and so it's even more energy efficient. And so my gas bill, my electric bill, they're definitely nowhere near the biggest bills that I have. You just don't have any issues, and you're not going to have a surprise winter electric bill that's going to, totally, wipe you out for 2 months. It's the energy efficiency takes away all that problem. Everybody loves my house. Everybody's jealous of my house. Absolutely. My family helped move me in, and, they're just like, really? Really? They would love to be in my house. Everybody loves my house. I actually do have some roommates in my house, and I just had one over last night, and she brought a friend over, and the friend was all looking around house is gorgeous. I mean, the backsplash in the kitchen that you can see from the living and dining room area is everything I wanted. So, you know, as you're hanging out in your house, you're seeing all this stuff that you wanted, and it gives you that, I don't even know the word, it's that whole comfort feeling of this is my house and it's everything I wanted. You look around and it's what you wanted. You don't look at the backsplash and go, I wish I would have. You know, you don't look at the columns and go, I wish I would have changed them. Everything ended up where it needed to be. Preferred real estate and devoted builders make it so it's your home, but it's a process that's easy, and the end result is everything you could ask for.